Ahem. For those of you not in the know, recently our revolutions per second have come under attack by modern society. The weapons born at the forefront of these nameless Cory hordes? Only the most dangerous of all, newspapers. Yes, not only are some of our rappers forgetting that newspapers do not exist in fantasy settings, but they are forgetting an even more obvious truth. They are implying our characters can read. It's a sham, a complete and utter travesty, that we mustn't overlook. Fight this with me as you have before, my brothers, and we shall put an end to all the modern impurities plaguing our fantasy worlds, everything from steam power and metal springs to clean water and basic first aid. All will be removed, and our fantasies can go back to the way they were meant to be, with a sword for every hip and a pox for every town.
So I've been found out, huh? Well, no matter. My plan is still proceeding as planned. Yes, these tired old fantasy settings are the stuff your grandpas appease were about. It's time we moved on, past the swords, sorcery, dysentery and general living in filth atmosphere these stories are known for. We now have alternatives, cleaner running airships, less wasteful dungeon designs, and more books to put in that magic academy so the 13-year-old legendary heroes can talk in big words not yet invented. It's a brave new world, and I'm the only one brave enough to shove everyone else headlong into it. Point. If you don't adapt, you can be certain your hero MacEverhero will get left in the dust. His Pegasus steed is no match for the smart car, after all.
Adapt, you say? Our revolutions per second are evolving just fine without microwave ovens. Just take a look at, let's see, Corsair's Pride. Here's a new RP. Pirates. Pirates are a new and innovative concept. Isn't that right, Matthias? Yes it is. And, dare I say, the internet at large will surely be taken by our will to embrace radical concepts like pirates. And just look how wretched those characters are. I can go on, oh yes I can go on. Why, I remember back when random battles were the preferred means of plot advancement, and trains and airships were kept exactly where they were meant to be, within the fantasies of our own fantasy characters. For where else could they truly exist? In a fantasy? Be warned, my fellow rippers. Change is a scary thing. See how scary it is. See how scary it is when I play this Scary Kids Scaring Kids CD over a random collection of video clips I put together from Twilight. It's scary.
Aha. I knew you'd slip. Corsair's Pride has guns, and nothing is more technologically advanced than a device able to propel pieces of metal by igniting a small amount of volatile powder, except perhaps a device capable of firing several pieces of metal by igniting a small amount of volatile powder. The march towards bubble buildings and space travel has already begun, and you cannot stop it. Take, for example, the old Dark Tears of Isis. It started off with a godlike entity teaches some noble savages how to use fire, and inspire them to make cave paintings. In what is surely a great leap for RP fantasy tech, at the end the party, or what's left of it, are fighting an artificially created human in a hole in space, which they got to by traveling through a space wormhole. Perfectly logical advancement for an RP that takes place, at most, over the course of a few weeks. Your refusal to accept this advancing, encroaching technology will be the death of you all, just like it was the death of a handful of people in Millennial Nights. So, when it takes you by force, and you become a lumbering, zombie-like mess of loose wires and crusty bolts, I'll be sitting up there with the techno overmind, sipping my nanite chardonnay, and emulating laughter using a speaker built into the back of my throat. And you'll be so jealous. Well, you would be, if your brain wasn't eaten and replaced by tiny robots.
You've done yourself in this time. Referencing a relic like Tears of Isis? How low must you scrape? Well, two can play at that game. Remember the classic fantasy RP, assassinate the evil Russian genius, Rakovsky. No guns there, and technology didn't evolve in the slightest throughout the entire story. The deadliest weapon was a simple ham-please sandwich. The RP was a smash hit. I call this debate open and shut, and declare myself the winner. Score 1 for me. Now Shu. Go on, beat it. Don't make me get the brute.
Haha. Russia. Everyone knows Russia is real, unlike elves, vampires, and steam power. The RP you referenced is, therefore, not a work of fantasy, but a work of fact. It actually happened, much to the evil genius's frustrations. Somehow, this makes my original point valid, whatever it was.
It's an open and shut case. fantasy is depressing and eternal. I'm not listening la 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 la.
No, it's, wait, yes. I agree with that assessment. Now I will celebrate our better understanding of the tenets of fantasy rather playing with cake and ice cream.